Diseases and pests in your garden are definitely something to watch out for, especially this time of year when it's hot and humid. In today's video, I'll be going over how to treat and prevent the most common ones and how to identify them. Hey, I'm Karen, and if you're new to this channel, welcome aboard and I'm glad you stopped in. The first fungal disease we'll be covering is one of the most common, powdery mildew. It looks like a gray and white fuzzy growth on top of the leaves of your plant. It's spread through spores traveling through the air. All gardens will get this fungal disease at some point, so don't panic. It's treatable. Rust is another common fungal disease you'll probably encounter fairly often in your garden, especially here in the South. These appear as orangey or rusty looking spots on the leaves. This can eventually kill your whole plant, so treat it right away. Clip off diseased parts and throw them away. Do not compost. There are rust-resistant varieties of most veggies, so you want to look for those when you're choosing your next seeds. Mosaic virus is another very common disease that you'll see. It looks like a mosaic pattern, exactly like it sounds, on the leaves. This can be spread by your hands or when you use tools, and don't clean them in between when you go to other plants. Always wash your tools and clean them with alcohol between each plant that you travel to, especially if the plants you're working on and you use your tools on are diseased in any way. Also wash your hands after touching any infected plants before moving on to another plant. Bacterial speck is also another one. It looks bad, but it won't kill your whole plant, so you definitely want to treat this right away. Septoria leaf spot also looks like about a 1/4 inch spots with dark brown ring around the outside and a little light tan in the center circle. This is also a treatable fungus. Verticillium wilt or Fusarium wilt, both are signs of a problem that is caused from your soil. The first sign are the leaves curl and wilt, and they discolor and eventually fall off. They get yellow and fade, and it is a fungal disease. It is not curable as far as once your soil is contaminated. You do not want to plant anything in there for 2 or 3 years that is susceptible to getting these wilt diseases. You can harvest your crop, but afterwards you want to pull the plants out and throw them away. Do not compost them. You would want to use crop rotation and do not grow tomatoes, melons, cucumbers, peppers, or squash in that same spot or soil for 3 years. Grow other crops in there instead. Eventually it will go away, but it takes a long time. The next problem you'll see is early blight. It starts early in the spring, or late blight, which starts in late summer. It can be treated, but not cured. You can go ahead and finish harvesting your crop, but when that's over, make sure you pull the plants and throw them away at the end of the season. Do not compost. The bad news is sometimes it can be hard to tell these fungus and diseases apart, but the good news is you don't always need to identify which problem you have, because most of the preventative measures and treatments are basically the same for all of these problems. Always water in the morning so the plants have a chance to dry in the sun during the day. Water from below whenever possible. Keep the leaves as dry as possible. Keep the bottom leaves of the plant pruned, so when you do water, it's not splashing up onto the leaves. Prune off any of the diseased leaves that you see. A healthy plant that doesn't have to use energy on diseased leaves will be stronger and able to fight more things off. Keep air flowing by not planting them too close together, especially in the season that has hot and humid weather. Usually in the South, it's spring and summer. Be sure to plant in sunny enough locations. This helps to dry off the dew from the night and keeps the leaves drier during the day and thus disease-free. It's always best to test a little portion of your leaves and spray and leave it and see what happens to make sure that you don't damage your whole garden, especially when you're trying something new. There are several effective treatments. One of the first methods of treatment is you can mix 3 tablespoons of baking soda in a gallon of water. Spray when the sun starts to go down so it can sit overnight and it won't burn the leaves. Spray by saturating your infected leaves on the top and make sure you hit underneath until it's dripping. It definitely kills by contact, so saturate it really well. Another option is to mix 1 cup of 3% strength hydrogen peroxide in a gallon of water. Shake it up and spray the same way you do the baking soda. The third option is use an organic copper-based fungicide spray. It will state on the bottle somewhere that it's organic. Spray it on the leaves that are infected on the tops and the bottoms. Same as the other two applications, make sure you saturate it well. This will normally be the most effective treatment, but it can be more expensive. The frequency, you want to reapply these treatments once a week until the problem is cleared up. Sometimes it takes more than one application. I have tested these in my garden and they work very well, but even with the best of preventative measures, you can still get some of these diseases. That's why walking through your garden frequently helps you spot potential problems and allows you to start treating them right away. I normally plant some of my favorites in protected area like my small greenhouse, just in case. This way I always have a couple of my favorites on hand, even if my garden outside gets attacked by pests or damaged by bad weather or storms. It's just a good workaround to have a backup plan for all your favorites. Even if you grow a few of them in containers, that way you can kind of move them around according to whatever weather or problems that you're having. That way you always have your best and your favorite vegetables on hand, which after all, this is why we do this. Get some yummy vegetables, and it's the most rewarding thing. I hope you found this video useful and informative, and that it helps you handle some of those pesky diseases that might pop up in your garden. I thank you for joining me, and until next time, go out and make yourself a great day.